My wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom, I welcome you to Skolante TV, where we bring to you news that concerns the restoration of Biafra and freedom all over the world. 29th November. In this video, I will be bringing to you our Deputy Prime Minister and the Chief of Staff in the person of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, exposing the enemies within, the attempts that they did in Finland in order to stop our redeclaration of our motherland, the sovereign state of United States of Biafra. But before we dive into it, let me quickly welcome back to my channel those of you that have been following my videos. And if you're new, I welcome you and urge you to do well to click that like button, subscribe to my channel, press that bell icon so anytime I upload another video, you will be notified. Other than that, let's jump into it immediately.
Thank you so much. And like he rightly said, the war for the restoration of the independent state of Biafra was a war which only those that truly wanted their freedom and those that were truly following our prime minister will understand what happened in Finland. There were a couple of things that played out that would have really derailed the declaration of the United States of Biafra. One from the Zoo government. Zoo government never wanted us to declare. That was why what happened to the PM happened just like a few weeks before that event in Finland. They planned it very, very well. They targeted that period and they were able to execute it at that period. And like the letter that came from PM, I didn't release all the letters. I only released some question where he told me to take over until it comes out. But in that letter too, you will see the portion where who in the world that follows Prime Minister Simon Eber will ever think or dream that at any point DM could even suggest that we postpone the convention? That shows you they planned real bad. So anybody following the Prime Minister to hear that kind of suggestion will tell you that there was so much that went underground. There was so much. And I thank God for my life. Without what I know.
Okay, my people, before we proceed, okay, if you heard her very well, you will find out that she started by saying that two things are what were planned in order to stop our redeclaration. And the first of them all is the Zoo government coming just, I believe, like 10 days to our redeclaration, between 8 to 10 days, that they went and tried to stop our PM by calling him for interrogation and accusing him, which, based on the law of the Finnish government, they had to hold our PM for questions and now ask the Zoo government to provide their evidences as they claimed, and that it will take 2 weeks, okay, before the whole thing will be at least to understand what is going on. So meaning that our PM will be incommunicado within the 2 weeks, and having the timing from 10 days before the convention and the finishing of the convention, at least 2 weeks must have passed. So which means that it was glaring target towards stopping our redeclaration. So that is the first one. Now she proceeded by saying something that I think many of us didn't really understand very, very well, because there is a way that our DPM just said this thing, that PM sent a letter where he emphasized the authority that he vested upon her to be the person in charge until he comes out, okay, because of the shenanigans that some of the few enemies within try to put on in order to discredit our DPM. So our Prime Minister now sent the letter through his attorney, right? Because it's not like even the zoo. In abroad, you have access to your clients, okay, as a lawyer. Okay. Now, she now started saying something that is very, very pivotal here. That we knowing who our PM is, that's who in this world will tell you that PM will even suggest for us to suspend the convention that we know. We have been planning this convention from February until that November. That it is not likely like our PM. Okay, so she knew that something has really, really went wrong underneath. So now, being who she is and what she knows, she now took it upon herself, carried the pressure, and now proceeded, okay, towards having that convention. Okay, now let us hear the rest of the things that she has to say.
Nobody, even in the BRGIE, nobody would have stopped these individuals from stopping the restoration of the United States of Biafra. Nobody would do that. So even after the declaration, even before the declaration, some of them came in this BRGIE cabinet with different excuses why we have to postpone the declaration. Even paying for the hall was a last minute something. And this is the declaration we've been planning since January, since February of 2024. Till the last minute, or days to the start of the declaration, the event venue was not paid out for. And there's somebody that calls himself finance minister, and they will be claiming to Biafra, and they are doing this, oh, my boss, my boss. But few days to the opening of the event day, that hall, only the Spirit of God touched them to pay for that hall. And then,
so now she now continued by saying that, having heard from PM that she knew that a lot of things had gone wrong, a lot of things have actually been going on underneath, okay, and the individuals, the enemies within that we are doing this thing would not stop, that it will be very difficult for anybody to even stop them, that she took it upon herself to fight them. And that is what she actually did. Okay, so now she now said the finance minister, for you to see how they have fought to stop this thing in all ramification, that a day before the convention, okay, that the hall that they supposed to use for the convention hasn't been paid for. And this is something that they started from February this year. But a day to a convention, the criminal finance minister, ex-finance minister, in the person of Ogenkere, couldn't or did not pay for the hall. And now they were calling him. That's where Ogenkere, in the other video that I posted, you heard where Ogenkere said that Uche was disturbing him, that was calling him to come and rescue Biafrans, that he now beat his chest. He paid for that hall with his money. And it sounded so stupid because they were calling him to pay because he is holding Biafran's money. In fact, so much money was contributed and this man refused to pay for the hall. So now COS now said that it will only be God that touched their hearts, because not only him that are on this thing. So only God that touched their hearts, that at the dying minutes, they now paid for the hall after pressurizing them. So that is what COS said. For you to see how they have planned for that convention not to hold. How did they know that PM will be called for questioning? Why didn't that guy pay for that hall all along? Why did that guy waited to make sure that PM will be called for questioning and him will now refuse to pay for the hall? Because it was a game planned.
And the referendum analysis. We've been having referendum since February. One of them now that we are with, they're going around doing meeting with United Kingdom people yesterday, Jomo Goma. She said that we cannot declare without her giving the analysis of the referendum. And this analysis, referendum, Biafrans, we've been voting since almost February, March. And this is somebody that was chairing the committee. So just on the 28th of November, a day before the start of the event, Jomo Goma was with this Ogenke, all their group saying we cannot declare because she doesn't have the analysis of our referendum ready, and she's the only one that can do that. She's the only one that has that analysis. I don't have to. If I release the meeting that we had on that 28th, some Biafrans were screaming and cursing that they can never stop the declaration of this independence on the 29th. And somebody that was the chair of a committee that knows that from February to November, that one of the things we have to present to the world is the analysis of the referendum. So even though the referendum ended on the 28th, it's just adding maybe 1 or 2 days to what she already has. But during that meeting on the 28th, she said nothing is ready, therefore we cannot declare. I don't want to release some private informations about meetings that we have with these individuals, but every Biafran should go and thank God for people like us. Thank God that I was there. They planned real bad. Biafrans were screaming. The Biafrans were crying.
So now, the second thing that she now mentioned that these people did, all those things were their plans. The woman that we saw doing the presentation, okay, kind of the host of the meeting in that Finland, she actually did the same thing last year in Finland as well. So, which in the person of Professor Chioma Okoma, right? Now, she was the person in charge of the referendum committee, okay? She's supposed to come with the whole analysis of the voting, the process of the voting and all, so that after she analyzing the thing and all that, then there will now be a voting before the declaration. So our DPM Dr. Mrs. Orabueze now asked her, so you are going to do this, then we will declare Biafra on the 29th because of how things, we are looking. She refused. She actually said that she did not come with the materials, that she was not with the materials, so she can't actually do the analysis. And everybody were like screaming and shouting and crying and all that, like, what's that? That this is exactly why they came to Finland. Okay, the reason for the Finland Convention was to declare Biafra. But the woman said that she did not come with the things that's supposed to be part of the declaration. So you people just check it for you to see all their plans. So the woman, they now said, and they went further to say, and nobody can do the analysis except the lady, the woman called Professor Chioma. And she cannot do it because she did not come with the materials that she will analyze. So it was terrible that everything these people did based on all the things that we heard, we are like, nothing will make this thing work. They didn't want the convention to hold. When they were now defeated that the convention will hold, they now turn around and began to say that they cannot declare the convention. When that one couldn't work, they now began to say that convention, the declaration, would never take place on the 29th, that they should leave it till second. But you see, our Iron Lady, our COS, refused. She was trying all she could to make sure that the intelligent information, the intel that she got, because she knew that that was what these people were playing out. So she was now calculating how to outsmart those individuals, and which she later did.
Of the meeting we have on the 28th, that there's nothing that will stop us from declaring on the 29th. Because if we come to Finland, we do all the dancing, we do all the singing, we do everything. And we do not have one of the basic reason, major reason why we were in Finland, which is the declaration of our independence. And what have we achieved? Already some of them have planned on that second. There was so much chaos. The one that was called Bang Bang Bang, it was like pacing up and down. They were creating so much chaos to invite the Finnish police. And once the police come, the next thing, they will say everybody disperse. And we are not going to do that declaration on that second. Their plan was deep. Their cut is deep. But only through their fans we understand. But we thank God. I stood my ground. The Biafran cabinet members at that meeting, about 40-something, they all stood their ground. But these individuals, they were opposed to that. Anyway, we thank God that we did it.
So my people, you guys heard what she said, okay? So when they were caught from not accepting for the convention to continue, they now said that the redeclaration will not happen. So they tried to stop the redeclaration. After that one couldn't stop, they have actually had their plan to disrupt the redeclaration on the 2nd. I believe that they already had planned how to disrupt the 2nd. So that's why they didn't accept 29. Okay? And we could see how Oginkere and his group were very angry when COS was declaring our independence. And you could see that our COS refused to be distracted that day. The way she was doing, you will see that she was actually on a heavy pressure. She was doing something that, that was so difficult, my people. This woman declared Biafra for us. This woman went against all odds to declare Biafra. And Biafrans, you are still doubting a woman that fought all the enemies in order to declare the Biafran that we are celebrating today. And some people will come on social media to be writing nonsense, telling us that she is working for the zoo. So zoo government fought so hard against themselves. Zoo government, after fighting to hold our PM, still went further to use their agent to declare Biafra. Does that make sense? I don't know. You see, why I like this person called Remy Jews, okay, is because that guy, the way he reasons, he thinks so deep. In fact, sometimes I say he normally says that he worked in the intelligence department in IPOB, and I could see that intelligence in him playing out. There are things, the way he calculates things, and he will come up to tell you, because this happened, even if that I don't know everything about this, but the fact that these enemies are supporting this person, it can never be right, even if everything looks like it is right thing, that it can never be. So he understands intelligence, how to read people. That is psychology. Do you understand? So this guy knows how to read things. A person, he now, he said to people, how can you say that someone that declared Biafra for you is a zoo agent? How can that be possible? And today, as I am making this video, the person that fought so hard to stop our redeclaration and couldn't succeed, in the person of Isaiah Ogenkere, because we now found out, they busted him, that his name is not actually Ogenkere. He never debunked it because that was true. And today they have admitted that that fact is true fact. You see, so they have made that Isaiah to be the name, and Ogenkere is now AKA. So, but we will come to that, okay? Let us just leave it in this video. So for you guys to see, and as I'm talking to you, this guy has been made their prime minister. What they are now trying to do is to begin to counter our government. So as they could not stop our redeclaration, Ogenkere used Biafran money to buy all that he could buy, even our men on the ground. He deceived them and bought so many of them over, and now they are about to start fighting the government. So my people, if you say you love your freedom, you love Simon Ekpa, and you love Biafra to be restored fully, you just better support your government. Everything that I've followed show, I don't know whether this guy used juju to hold a lot of our people, because everything that I've followed shows that this guy is a crook. He came to devour. So people following him today, they've made him the prime minister, where we still have our prime minister. They are making another person a prime minister. They say they are making a prime minister. Do you know what an interim prime minister means? He has his own power. He is no longer operating based on the power from our PM. no longer delegated power. Okay, he is now to start operating via his own power. Just the only thing they put there is that he will just stay there until PM comes. But all the things that he will be doing will be what he wants to do, not what our PM has set in place. Anyway, their government or whatever they call themselves doesn't hold water. Okay, so I just believe that Biafrans are wise, so they will use their discretion to know what is good and what is bad. So that is where I will be drawing the curtain. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do well to click that like button, subscribe to the channel, press that bell icon so that anytime I upload another video, you'll be notified. Other than that, peace out.